Hey everybody, welcome to episode 8 of the Redrafting the 2010 series. Today we're redrafting maybe the best draft of all time, the 2017 draft, headlined by Mahomes and a bunch of other superstars in the league today. A bunch of Hall of Famers in this draft. Obviously Mahomes is going to go 1, but what happens after that is one of the most exciting things about this series. So let's start it off by saying, with the number 1 overall pick, the Cleveland Browns select Patrick Mahomes, potentially the best first 2 seasons as a starter in NFL history. He's won a Super Bowl MVP and a regular MVP. He's the best quarterback in the league, no doubt about it. But what happens after this pick is the most exciting part of this entire draft. And now with the number 2 overall pick, the Chicago Bears select quarterback Deshaun Watson instead of taking... He's viewed as a bust right now, but he could improve. Mitch Trubisky, he was good in his first year, terrible in his second year. But Watson has been very good every single year, and I think he could carry the franchise, especially how that defense was a few years ago. He could have brought them to a Super Bowl that year. Watson is a premier quarterback in the NFL, and he will be for a long time, in my opinion. All right, guys, before we get on to the next part of the video, the 3rd overall pick, I'm just going to say join the Discord in the description if you want to debate NFL and get updates on all my videos. Also, like the video, watch the videos that came out before this, and another one is coming out tomorrow, the 2018 draft, which is also a high-quality draft, so you're going to want to watch that one. A lot of debate in these comments. What do you think about the first 2 picks? Mainly the second pick, because everyone knows Mahomes goes 1 in this draft or any other draft. All right, now let's get on to the 3rd overall pick. The 3rd overall pick, the San Francisco 49ers select defensive end Myles Garrett. Everyone knows the 49ers love to pick pass rushers high in the draft, and they've been high in the draft a lot of times during this redraft series, and a lot of good pass rushers come from these drafts. So pretty much every time the 49ers have been selecting a very good pass rusher in these drafts. Myles Garrett, the original first pick, is not a bust. He's a very good player, but he's just not Mahomes, so he's staying down here at 3rd overall, which he's still getting paid a lot. All right, now let's get on to the 3rd pick. Now with the 4th overall pick, the Jacksonville Jaguars select T.J. Watt, defensive end. He's a Defensive Player of the Year candidate. He was elite this year, being the leader of the Steelers' defense, which was one of the best in the league, carried trash quarterbacks and a subpar offense to almost a playoff berth as they were 1 win away from making the playoffs. He's going to be a defensive leader in the NFL for years to come. As you see, he's sacking a picture of Brady. He's going to be sacking a picture of Mahomes when he's old too. Next up, with the 5th overall pick, the Tennessee Titans select Jamal Adams, one of the best talents on the defensive end in the league, as this draft has a lot of defensive talent in it. He's the best safety in the league, and he can play linebacker, safety. They even blitz him off the edge sometimes. He can guard tight ends. He can make tackles on the running back. He's a do-it-all player, kind of a Cam Chancellor, Earl Thomas type. Comment if you want a video on his drama with the Jets from this season. Next up at number 6 overall, the Jets, who originally selected Jamal Adams, will be selecting Tre'davious White, a corner who's been locking up their own receivers as he's in their division. Tre'davious White was an all-pro caliber player this year and was the 2nd best corner in the league behind fellow AFC East corner Stephon Gilmore, who was the best corner and the best defensive player in the league last season. Now at number 7 overall, the Los Angeles Chargers select Juju Smith-Schuster. He's the best wide receiver in this draft, and he replaces their original selection of Mike Williams, who was supposed to be the big receiver out of Clemson, the deep threat, who's all right, but he's not what he was drafted to become. Juju has been that in the past and will be that in the future. Without AB, he's struggled, but with Big Ben's injuries and aging, he's had some rightful decline and understandable failure. Next up at number 8 overall, the Carolina Panthers select Christian McCaffrey. They originally selected him with this exact pick, and they will do that again in this draft. He's the only reason their franchise is relevant. Maybe they could get back in the playoffs with Teddy Bridgewater at the helm and Matt Rule running the ship. Comment below whether you think he's the best running back in the league, and if not, comment who you think is. Next up, at 9th overall, the Cincinnati Bengals select Marshon Lattimore, the Rookie of the Year and 2-time Pro Bowler, will help solidify the Bengals' defense. Although they've had problems all over the field, the defense has been the worst of them all. This will help shore up that defense and shut down opposing teams' top wide receivers in an offensively talented AFC North, I'm sorry about that. He also went to the Saints originally. Stop at 10th overall, the Chiefs will be selecting former Saints third-rounder Alvin Kamara. The main need for the Chiefs in this time where they are running the league, the best team in the league, best quarterback in the league, all they've needed is a running back and a better defense. But the defense came around this year, and they still needed a running back, so they took Clyde Edwards-Helaire. I'd rather have Kamara than Edwards-Helaire, even though I think Edwards-Helaire is going to be a great back in the league. Kamara would fit perfectly into the Chiefs' system, being like a younger LaShawn McCoy. Draft also included other superstars of today's NFL like George Kittle, Eddie Jackson, Chris Godwin, Kenny Golladay, Dalvin Cook, Cooper Kupp, Aaron Jones, and Austin Ekeler. This draft was truly stacked and maybe the best draft ever. Comment if you think this is the best draft of all time. Thanks for watching, everybody. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, comment where you think you agree or you disagree, and join the Discord in the description to debate more football. Thanks. See ya.